Hey guys, bringing y'all a little video here today. I've been excited to get this light in. This is a light I came across a few weeks ago. It's called the folomov C2. It's everyday carry type of light. I was really surprised when I got it in the mail today on how small this light is. It's super small. I expected it to be more along the lines of the Baton 3, but as you can see, it's probably 2/3 the size of the Baton. So super small light. To me, it falls in the keychain light category, whereas the Baton is pretty much just outside of the range for being considered a keychain light. Great everyday carry light though. Definitely my go-to. I use it every day and it is my favorite. It check marks all the qualities and boxes that I look for in a carry light. So while on the hunt for another light, because I'm always looking for a light to replace this one, something that could be a little better, I came across this folomov. And although I don't think it's going to replace the Baton, it does bring a lot of features and quality to the table that, well, I shouldn't say quality. It brings a lot of features to the table that I really look for in a carry light. And first off is price. It's $25 shipped to your house from Amazon, so it's got a really good value. For keychain lights, usually you're looking at the anywhere from $15 to $30 range, so $25 range for the amount of capabilities, and what you get out of this light is really kind of banger. It's IPX8 rated, which is something I definitely look for in my lights. I want a light that's going to be completely submergible. So it check marks that box. It's got a pocket clip, that's how I carry my Baton 3. I carry it inside my pocket while I'm at work. So that's my preferred carry method, so it check marks that box. It also has a little hole inside clip where you could attach it to your keychains if that's the way you would like to carry it. So it definitely has some carryability features to it. A lot of your little keychain lights don't have a pocket clip, and there's only like one way to carry it. It's on the keychain. This one, you really have a dual way of carrying it, so that's pretty cool. It's rechargeable, which is an absolute must when it comes to my lights. I don't care if it's a keychain light or a gigantic floodlight that you keep in your truck. To me, I want a flashlight that's going to be rechargeable. I'm not going to run to the store every time batteries go out, which nowadays rechargeability is really becoming standard when it comes to flashlights. So, but yeah, so it's rechargeable. It does not have a battery life indicator, and I'll probably go over some of the things that I would change about this little light if I could. Not a deal breaker by any means, but a feature that I really have come to love and enjoy is a battery life indicator. As y'all know, the Baton 3 has the light on the button. Green light means you're over 60% battery life, and it turns yellow under 60%. And I think it's under 10%, it turns red. So it lets you know in real time how much battery life you have in your flashlight. This can be important because if you use your flashlight a lot, which I do while I'm at work, it lets you know at a glance of when you need to recharge your light. Whereas if you don't have any kind of battery life indicator, you're really having to keep track of how often and how much you've used your light and when it's time to recharge in your head. And it's very easy to lose track of that. So it's easy for you to, if you're on the job, be using your light, all of a sudden it goes out because you forgot when the last time you charged it or how many times you used it since you've charged it. So like I said, a quality that I've really grown to love is the battery life indicator. Does not have that, but like I said, it's not a deal breaker. This has still got plenty of bang for your buck in the other features that it brings to the table. The modes in this light. And while we're talking about that, why don't we go over the run times and outputs. So you've got a Moonlight Mode, And let me go over my Moonlight Mode desires while I'm talking about it. Moonlight Mode is probably my most used, scratch that. It is definitely my most used output when it comes to my carry lights. While I'm at work, it's pitch black inside the bed hall, and I take a lot of things out of my pockets and put them on my nightstand in order to go to sleep, because I don't like my wallet, my phone, my phone chargers, things like that inside my pockets while I'm trying to go to sleep. So it's kind of necessary to have some sort of a night light, so that when I have to get up in pitch black, dark, in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, that I can actually see the nightstand and see all of my accoutrements, gather them up, and leave the room. So that's why I like a Moonlight Mode in my lights, because I can turn it on Moonlight Mode and just set it on my nightstand, and it just illuminates that tiny area on top of my nightstand where I can gather my things as soon as I wake up. So that is a very useful feature and pretty much a must-have feature for me. I pretty much, that's one of the top priorities, I guess you could say, when I'm looking for an everyday carry light. So this keychain light actually has it. That's not common for a keychain light. So anyway, it has Moonlight Mode, and the runtime on the Moonlight Mode is 270 hours, which is roughly a little over 11 days. The reason that your Moonlight Mode runtime is important is that for me, I can turn this on Moonlight, leave it on all night, so 6, 8, 10 hours if I need to, and that's just a fraction of the battery life inside the light. So if I leave it on for 10 hours at night on a full charge, say I got it fully charged, I run it for 10 hours at night, and I've got to get up in the middle of the night and make a 911 call, then I know I've still got plenty of battery life left, and it's not going to really be a concern. So that's why the long run time on the Moonlight Mode is important to me. Your low output is 10 lumens, 30 hours. Medium is 50 lumens for 6 hours. Your high output is 150 lumens for 2 hours. And then this says your turbo is 525 lumens for an hour. Now, I'm skeptical about the 525 lumens for a total hour. What I think that may mean is that when you turn it on turbo, it eventually will step down, and it'll stay on 525 for a while, but it will start stepping down, and the total battery life when on turbo is an hour, is what I would have to guess. So it probably stays on 525 lumens for a few minutes and then works its way down to 150 lumens, and then it kind of drains itself from there. I can't say for certainty because I don't have enough time on this light, but I would assume that's probably the output on the turbo. Now, for a keychain light to be able to put out 525 lumens, that's banging. That is a lot of output for this little light. And I've used it a little bit today. It's bright. It definitely, I would say it's probably right there at 525 lumens. It's a super bright light. I've compared it to the high output to the Baton 3, which is 300 lumens, and it's probably brighter. So I would not doubt that it's 525. So that's a lot of output for such a small light. Really impressive. The type of floodiness is a little larger than the Baton 3, which is a good thing in my book, because in my scenarios and my workings with lights, in my job and what I do is I need a really floody light because I'm working in room-to-room, smaller type areas. I'm not on a search and rescue. Very rarely am I looking for somebody in the woods, although it has happened. But yeah, I'm working in that room type area, 12 12 by 14 size room, or maybe a 15 by 15 size room. You know, not very big at all. So I need the big floodlight, and I don't like so much of a beam. And this light does not have a hotspot, so like I said, it's all floody, so that's a good thing in my book. Let's see what's on my list. So there's our outputs, our runtimes. It does have a lockout mode, which is important for a little keychain light because it's easy for you to accidentally bump it and leave it on. Next thing you know, it's dead. So the lockout mode, let me believe, I think you turn it on by 2 clicks. Nope, maybe it's 3. No, it's 3 clicks. Let's see, you turn it off, 3 clicks. There you go. So while it's off, you hit it 3 times and it goes into your lockout mode. And every time you hit it, accidentally bump it, it'll blink 3 times. To get it out of lockout mode, you triple click again, and now you're out of lockout mode. It does have a memory feature, which is really cool as well. So if I turn this on, let's see what mode I'm in. Right now I'm in low mode. If I turn it off in low mode, which you turn it on and off by just clicking the button there, when I turn it back on, we're back in low mode. Okay, now we're in high, which is 150 lumens. We'll turn it off. It should remember that. Yep, we're back at 150 lumens. And that's turbo. One thing I wish it did, just like the Baton, is that you just hold the button down and it will cycle through your modes. I'm so used to that that's the way I want to use this one, is I want to hold the button down, and it's not how it works. You have to actually click each time. It's got strobe. I forgot to tell you about that. It's got strobe, so double click gives you strobe. Double click from strobe gives you SOS. So really cool. I mean, you don't see that in a lot of keychain lights. Let's see, it's got a replaceable rechargeable battery, which I already talked about it being rechargeable, but it does have a replaceable battery. You don't ever see that on keychain lights, hardly ever. You have a replaceable battery. This one is micro USB rechargeable, and it's a 14300 battery. And I looked on Amazon to see if I could find extra batteries for this flashlight, and I couldn't find 14300, but I could find 14250. And I'd be willing to bet that a 14250 would work in this, but I don't know for sure. I'm not really a battery guy, but I would think that it would probably work. I might try that out someday, actually order and see if it'll work. Let me know in the comments below if that would work or not. So, I mean, these are features you don't see in a keychain light, guys. You don't see removable batteries and SOS and strobe. I mean, you see it in some of them, but you don't see all those features packed in one light. So, pretty impressive. And then the style of the light. You know, it looks like an Olight. The way it's shaped and the button on the side. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to copy Olight or what, but it looks like a Baton style light. So it's got some style. It looks great. I wish that Olight would basically make a Baton 3 Mini. So have basically this shrunk down to this. That'd be amazing. But that being said, guys, this is a really cool light. I'm going to keep trying it out, carrying it around, and I'll let y'all know my updated thoughts on this light. It's really cool. You don't see this type of output, the different, you know, the run times and then the replaceable battery, rechargeability, the IPX8 rating. That's a big one. You really don't see that in a lot of keychain lights. All of those together in one light. You know, it's easy to find a keychain light that has 1 or 2 of those features, but to have all of those in that I just mentioned in one light is really, really cool. Anyway, guys, I'm going to keep using it. I'll give y'all an update video at a later date. I'm going to have an Amazon link in the description below for this light. As of right now, I would recommend it. But, stand by for the update. I got to put it through some hard use before I could give you a definite recommended or not. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.